If you're in your 60s or 70s and lately it feels like your body is constantly running on low battery, even after a full night's sleep, I need you to understand something important. You are not imagining it. And this is not always just aging, because many adults over 60 experience a very real biological shift that affects energy production deep inside the body. And most routine medical tests never look for it. You can have perfectly normal blood work and still feel exhausted, mentally foggy, physically weaker, and slower to recover than you used to. And today, you're going to understand why that happens, what changes after 60, and the 3 most important things you can do to help improve your energy naturally. My name is Dr. Frank. On this channel, we turn complex medical research into simple, practical guidance for adults over 50. And today, we're talking about the hidden cellular problem that may explain why you still feel tired, even when your doctor says everything looks normal. Let's begin. I want to start with something many people feel deeply but rarely say out loud. You remember what real energy felt like. You remember waking up and simply starting your day without needing an hour to feel functional. You remember recovering faster, staying mentally sharp, and still having energy left at the end of the day. And now? You sleep 7 or 8 hours and still wake up tired. You hit an afternoon wall that feels impossible to push through. Your body feels heavier. Your mind feels foggier. Recovery takes longer. And when you try to explain it, people often say, well, that's just aging. But modern research suggests there's more happening beneath the surface, because much of this exhaustion is connected to changes happening deep inside your cells. Not laziness, not weakness. Biology. And here's why this becomes frustrating for so many people. You go to your doctor. You explain how exhausted you feel, so they run standard tests. They check your thyroid, iron, blood sugar, B12, cholesterol, maybe testosterone. And often, everything comes back normal. Now, that does not mean your symptoms aren't real. It simply means routine blood work was never designed to measure how efficiently your cells are producing energy. And that brings us to the real issue. Inside nearly every cell in your body are tiny structures called mitochondria. And despite the scientific name, the idea is simple. Mitochondria are your body's energy factories. They convert food and oxygen into usable energy called ATP. And ATP powers virtually everything: movement, memory, healing, focus, heart function, even motivation. This is the part most people never hear. Your experience of feeling energetic, alert, strong, and mentally clear depends on your cells successfully producing energy. So when mitochondria begin to weaken, everything feels harder. Your muscles feel heavier. Your brain slows down. Recovery worsens. Stamina drops. And your body starts conserving energy because it can no longer produce it efficiently. This process is known as mitochondrial dysfunction. Now here's where aging becomes important. As we get older, 2 important compounds begin declining significantly: CoQ10 and NAD+. Both are deeply involved in cellular energy production. And when levels decline, the symptoms become very recognizable: chronic fatigue, brain fog, poor exercise recovery, lower stamina, afternoon crashes, and the feeling that your body never fully recharges anymore. Now, for some adults over 60, there may be another hidden factor making this even worse, and it may already be sitting in your medicine cabinet. If you take a statin medication for cholesterol, listen carefully to this section. And let me be very clear. Statins can absolutely be beneficial and life-saving. This is not a stop your medication conversation. This is an understand what else may be happening conversation. Statins work by blocking a pathway involved in cholesterol production. But that same pathway also helps produce CoQ10. So while cholesterol decreases, CoQ10 levels may also decline. And because CoQ10 is essential for mitochondrial energy production, some people experience fatigue, muscle weakness, soreness, or reduced stamina while taking statins. Now the research is mixed. Some studies show CoQ10 supplementation helps significantly, while others show more modest results. But the biological connection itself is very real. And if you take a statin and struggle with unexplained fatigue or muscle symptoms, it's worth discussing with your physician. Always consult your own doctor before making any medical decisions. But medications are only one part of this story, because the second major driver affects almost everyone over 60, and it silently accelerates energy decline every day: movement. Here is something most people never realize. Your mitochondria respond to demand. When your body moves consistently, mitochondria grow stronger and multiply. When movement disappears, they weaken and become less efficient. This process is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and one of the strongest triggers for it is aerobic exercise. Not extreme workouts, not punishment, just consistent movement. Walking, cycling, swimming, or anything that gently challenges your cardiovascular system works. Because when you move regularly, your body essentially receives the message: we need more energy production. So your cells respond by building more mitochondrial capacity. That's why consistent exercise improves stamina, recovery, mental clarity, and overall energy levels. Not because exercise magically gives you energy, but because it upgrades the machinery that produces it. And here's the encouraging part. Research shows mitochondrial improvements can begin within weeks of consistent activity. Not years, weeks. Now let's talk about the third hidden factor: NAD+. You don't need to memorize the name. What matters is understanding its role. NAD+ helps support energy production, cellular repair, and communication inside your mitochondria. But unfortunately, NAD+ levels decline substantially with age. And when that happens, ATP production becomes less efficient, recovery slows, and fatigue often increases. You may have heard about NMN or NR supplements, which are designed to support NAD+ levels. The early research is promising, but it's still evolving. So while this area of longevity science is exciting, lifestyle interventions remain the most proven and evidence-supported approach. And that brings us to the practical part. What can you actually do starting now? Number 1, consistent aerobic movement. Aim for 3 to 4 sessions per week, around 30 to 45 minutes each at a moderate pace. And if you're currently inactive, start smaller. Even 15 minutes several times weekly can begin sending positive signals to your mitochondria. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Number 2, consider CoQ10 support, especially if you're over 60 or taking a statin. The form most commonly supported in research is ubiquinol. And because CoQ10 is fat-soluble, it's usually best absorbed with food. As always, discuss supplements with your physician before starting anything new. And number 3, protect your sleep. Deep sleep is when much of your cellular repair and recovery occurs. Poor sleep fragments that recovery process. And if you snore heavily, wake up exhausted, or still feel sleepy after long sleep hours, sleep apnea may be worth investigating. A proper sleep study can be life-changing for some people. So let me bring this all together. If you are over 60 and constantly exhausted despite normal blood work, there may be deeper biological processes affecting how your body produces energy. Your mitochondria may be functioning less efficiently. Age-related declines in CoQ10 and NAD+ may be contributing. Certain medications may worsen the issue. And inactivity accelerates the decline faster than most people realize. But here's the hopeful part. These systems are not completely fixed. Your body still responds to movement, sleep quality, recovery, nutrition, and metabolic support. You are not simply getting old. You are operating a biological system that needs the right inputs to function well. And once you understand where fatigue may actually be coming from, you can finally begin addressing it at the level where it starts. If any part of this sounded familiar, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What changes in your energy levels have you noticed as you've gotten older? If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe. I'm covering one of the most overlooked health conditions affecting adults over 60, one that silently impacts energy, brain health, metabolism, and the heart all at once. You do not want to miss it. As always, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always speak with your physician before making changes to medications, supplements, or health routines. Thank you for watching.